Hello and welcome to the channel. In today's video, we'll take a look at the gold market. We will begin by taking a look at actually the dollar index, and we will also review briefly the Euro USD, the forex pair. Before we begin with the video, disclaimer that the material covered in this video is for educational purposes only, and it is not a financial advice. Alright, so guys, what we're looking at is a daily chart of dollar index. And as we had discussed in our previous video, which you can find in the archives, the dollar index did this kind of an extended ABCD pattern here, and we had a good move lower last week, so last Friday, after it went briefly above 96.51 level. So now actually what we're expecting is a pullback in dollar, and if we look at today's price action, I'm going to blow up a little bit. So what we look at today is that today the Federal Reserve chairperson was speaking, and what we have seen is a very a wide range bar, and dollar at one point was very strong, but what is to be noted is it closed lower, so it closed negative, so that all that bullishness by the end of the day at the close was out of the window. So that is a point to be noted. Now what we are actually expecting is we are expecting a pullback perhaps into this 95 region. So that's the kind of expectation, unless these highs get taken out. It's still possible that we get to see further weakness in the dollar. Although the news which came out today was bullish, in the sense it was with regards to taper. So less money printing should be bullish. But this is what we have been actually watching. So if we look at what happened today, is actually it's a move which is equal to what had taken place here, and that's why the next few days are important to watch. So it's possible that actually we were expecting it to retrace down to about 95 level, and that maybe all it did was just retrace down to 95.60, and that could be just in terms of Fibonacci retracements. Yeah, so that's a 38.2% Fibonacci retracement of this right here. So yes, it is possible. We'll have to watch this space very carefully over the next few days and see how the price will trade around this area, because what is of concern is we had move higher, but the price was not able to sustain that move and actually closed lower. So if you look at the pure price action, it closed negative. So that's why we need to watch this space quite carefully. What we see is that it has done a correction equal to the same magnitude what it had in this leg. So if we call this A, B, C, D, then this is the BC leg, and then of course this was the 38.2% retracement of this. So we have a little bit of confluence coming here. So we'll watch how the price will trade. However, we do expect that perhaps the price can actually pull down to about 95 level. Okay, so we'll now take a look at gold market. And here what we see is this pattern. If you have been watching our videos, you'll notice that you must have seen this pattern before. This level of 1867 to 1877 is really important, and in our previous videos we have actually covered this, how we arrive at this level, why this level is so important. So I'm not going to go into details of that. What we were looking at, and what this is what we were discussing in our previous video, We were looking for some sort of support to come around this region, where we also see a rising trend line. Um, and today, what actually the price did is it rallied higher, and the dollar did too. And it just went up to nearly about a 38.2% retracement. And then by the end of the day, it had given all those gains back. So that's not a very positive price action. And also, it closed below this trend line. So this is what we discussed in our last video, that actually we were expecting that perhaps a deeper pullback takes place, and we've got a support zone coming in between 1750 and 1719 or 1720, shall we say. What is clearly, there is also a pattern which has emerged, and that pattern is this ABCD move. So that's the move of this line segment, and if we project it from this high, so that was the high reached uh, last Friday, then we come down to this 1720 level. So we have 78.6% retracement down here. We have this ABCD completing, so this should be a pretty good support level. And just to see what that high was on last Friday, if we just draw this Fibonacci retracement, it was exactly 38.2% retracement. So it could be it's a strong trending move to the downside, and that's the level we are watching, 1720. Now guys, we have discussed this previously, that this level of 1677, or shall we say about 1670, is really really important, that gold actually holds this level. We have seen this at the longer term monthly chart. This is the 38.2% retracement of the lows back in early 2000s. So it's really important that a price actually does hold this level. If we are to close below, or let's say two consecutive closes below this level, then the structure has totally changed, and perhaps that might actually be a confirmation that gold is actually in a bear market. But before we make that conclusion, let's watch these support levels. Okay, now let's take a look at the Euro USD. Okay, so Euro USD had a very interesting day. Um, it's in the dollar index, the Euro USD is about, I believe, 52%. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's sort of the composition of dollar index. So what dollar index is going to do, pretty much Euro USD is going to do the opposite of it, in that respect. So we had been actually watching Euro USD and expecting it to kind of reach at 113, 1.13 level to 1.2890. However, it did reach that. However, it actually went below that, and perhaps there is a bigger cycle which is pushing the price lower. But however, what we also think might be happening is that the price of Euro USD could actually rally up to 1.1460 level, and at that point we'll have to watch the price action, and perhaps it's possible it begins its leg lower, and the dollar index begins its leg higher. uh, so what is this level here? This is this much magnitude. So let's say this was the bigger leg A, B, C, D. So that was the rally which had taken place. Now, something really interesting is what was today's price action all about. So we take a look. So one thing is that as dollar index had rallied, the Euro USD it moved lower, and at one point these are fairly large range bars. It was low quite a bit, but it ended the day positive. So that needs to be taken into account when we're analyzing the market. So let's take a look what this level was. So we draw the Fibonacci retracement, and lo and behold, what we see is this was exactly the 38.2% Fibonacci retracement. And if we were to see, oh my goodness, look at that. You know, this is being done in real time. Of course, it's in hindsight, so hindsight is a little bit easier. But actually, you know, it was also done in real time. What we see is that we had 38.2% retracement. The price actually tries to take these highs out. If there were any stops, etc., those were cleared. Then there was a sharp move lower, and it was also pretty much similar to the magnitude of this leg. So here, what we're expecting is that perhaps the prices actually will watch the price action here, just because of the reasons what we explained in dollar index, and what we see the gain of symmetry we see. It's possible that, you know, this level of 1.1378 it could be a significant resistance and price moves lower. However, we think that actually if this high is taken out, then we are looking at 1.146, which is the 38.2% retracement of this whole ABCD structure inside it. So that's what we are watching in the Euro USD. One point I would like to make about the gold is some interesting observation. Just excuse me, my throat is a little bit so what we can do is we can overlay the dollar index on the gold chart. So this this yellow line is the gold is the euro is the dollar index. What we notice is that there have been pockets here since, especially around this time here, they began to move in unison. So gold was moving higher, and so was the dollar. So usually we have seen a kind of an inverse relationship, usually not always, but that seemed to kind of, you know, was not taking place between this time when gold was also moving higher and went right into the resistance zone, and dollar was actually also moving lower. And what we see is that now the dollar is actually is moving a little bit lower, and so is gold. So we'll have to watch how this relationship is actually playing out, and if what does it mean at the moment, we do not know. We are just watching and observing these interesting phenomena as they take place. So thank you very much for watching the video. If you like what we have discussed here, please do subscribe to the channel, and do smash that like button, and also just make sure that you hit that bell icon so that you're aware of the new videos when they come out. Thank you very much.